That's crazy. I mean, it's not his fault he was born with a bum heart. And it's not anyone's fault that they're born with these, serious health issues. And I just think that
celebrities so much and more about politics. Is that fair, do you think?
Like, oh yeah, Jimmy's an artist. And I think somewhere along the line that television won. It squashed the drawing, but I still love doing it. I wrote a children's book.
I definitely got that vibe. It was like a very organic feeling. Well, I was just talking to Kelvin about this, and obviously, in the film, Cyrano is helping Christian write these gorgeous love letters to Roxanne. I've helped my girlfriends respond back to a text or respond back to an email from a guy. I'm curious, have you ever helped any of your girlfriends respond to a crush, or has one of your friends helped you respond?
Taika Waititi, John Kerry, how did it go on set with them? It's a super...
Yeah, no, I love that answer so much. And again, without giving anything away, because Pat goes through such a journey this season, there's a really cool sequence in one of the episodes where your character has a foaming in the mouth and it's like a glowy goo. It got me thinking, what was that like on set for you? How long did you have to film that sequence? What did that taste like? Because I love geeking out about filmmaking, and I felt for you as an actor during that.
Mr. Bernthal, seriously, what an honor. I've always wanted to speak with you, man. So seriously, thank you so much for
quite determined, which I think I am also in my own life. So I would say Millie. The size of the gaming community, I didn't know about Twitch. Like, Twitch blew my mind. So I definitely have a new appreciation.
No, I love that your friend took it. That's awesome. So I love horror movies. I'm a huge horror film buff. I know you're a big film buff as well, and I apologize if you've gotten this question, but what are some of your favorite horror films, like go-to horror films, especially? Answer, I love that. I was speaking to Martin earlier, and he said you literally had to be in hours of makeup.
Looked like I knew what I was doing. But I definitely learned a lot in a sense of just realizing the trying not to pay attention to, because I find it kind of scary.
I have heard very convincing arguments that say we would actually pay less. And I don't pretend to be an expert in that sort of
like selfie, and they went with it. And I think it works really well because it's just a kind of like funny, stylized.
Tom Girl, which of these two characters is close?
You'll never get around to doing it. So what prompted me to finally do it was almost a bit of an F you to them, to be like, no, I will, watch me. But I think if anything, the process of spending so much time in the chair covering it up, if anything, was like a hindrance, because I was like, oh, that's another half hour. Every topless scene I do from now on is going to be half an hour doing the touch-ups at least. You know what? I remember I remember friends from school made me a West Ham cake one time, which was really, really cool. I loved that. But the one I remember most, my dad, when I was really young, we used to watch that 007 Bond.
No, so a large part of this season is seeing Dion's new friendship with the new kid, Brayden. And without giving away too many spoilers there, it got me thinking about how special those childhood friendships are in forming how a person is. And I'm curious if you remember your childhood friends at that age, if you still talk to them. I definitely do. All of my best girlfriends are from high school, but I'm curious what your experience. I love that. It looked fantastic. Talk to me about where exactly you filmed this. The production design was also amazing.
I think I think it brings so many great things, but then there's also this kind of aspect of becoming so lost in it. And she has a weird, funny sense of humor. I think I'm probably the same. And just
because I'm just like, I see it like literally like a few hours after our...
in another world that we forget what's right in front of us.
Mocked Alex Jones and said, that guy is crazy. We're not going to touch that sort of stuff. But now Fox's face is effectively Alex Jones. The de facto leader of the Republican Party is touting the same stuff that Jones touts on his show.
I think it could play Archie Bunker, and it's Woody Harrelson. And I said, I happen to know Woody. Let me text him. So I texted.
Can't wait for fans to see this film. I think it's like the perfect Galentine's Day movie, too.
We've kind of gotten used to BlackRock beating the numbers, beating expectations. That's certainly the case this time around. Also, your assets under...
and it's taken time to get all of that in place. But we have a whole of government effort going on right now.
around your eyes and also the dead chest makeup. How did that help you just get into character, and how long did it take for them?
Grave, and then we shot the stuff with the grave diggers, and like I was kind of really worried about that, being in the graveyard, because they couldn't actually bring any trucks down.
Well, congratulations to you. So excited that the episodes are finally out for all the fans to see today. Loved the behind the scenes of all getting in all of your makeup on the Instagram. That was so badass. It's like insane how long you have to sit in that chair to get made up. It's just, I love filmmaking magic and everything, and you did an awesome job with this role. So congratulations again.
Isn't over. He already had 2 open heart surgeries in the first year of his life and a procedure. If you don't mind sharing, what's next? Last time I saw him, he was great. He was getting into trouble like any other little boy. But what's next for him on the health circuit?
So yeah, I mean, it gets more blurry.
Films.
You know what secret? I feel like the Scary Movie franchise, as much as they're taking the mick out of Scary, growing up, they were like that was maybe my favorite franchise. Like I remember, like that's the kind of film you watch on a sleepover. You watch like however.
I would say my main way in tonally was that, and the rest was just like meeting these brilliant actors on set every day and Oliver's one of these people that takes instructions really well and listens and is really in awe of lots of things he doesn't know. So I just got to really be like a sponge and soak up the energy of all the other actors and the creative work that our production designer and our prosthetics designer, her makeup team brought, and just really be really wide-eyed. You know, with Jamie, just in retrospect, Jamie's, I would say, the opposite of that. And Jamie is the giver, and you're having to be like on all the time, whereas
We're more separated from family. So I think it's kind of remarkable how big it can reach.
I love that. Well, I spoke to your Tammy Faye co-star Andrew Garfield a few weeks ago for Tick, Tick, Boom, and I was talking to him about how the two of you have played so many real-life people throughout your careers. And I was curious, as an actor, when you play a real-life person versus a fictional person, is the process of approaching and preparing the character the same? Andrew said that it was, but it's still different in a way because it has more of a weight when it's a real-life person. But for you, I'm curious, in your career, like how you prep for a real-life person, like someone like Tammy Faye and Zero Dark 30. It just shows your range as an actor, honestly. But Alyssa, thank you so much for your time today. I can't wait for fans to see this film when it's out on Netflix this week. And congratulations.
I mean, every day was just, it was like a playground full of big kids, basically, having tons of fun. It was really great. I mean, just to watch those guys and how they work and how, their brains work at lightning speed, and it's so inspiring. So I feel like I learned a lot by being on set with them.
Are both interested in a common passion is cartooning. People might not know you
for also what the community kind of provides. I can only imagine how many people were playing games within the past year who were, alone at home.
Well, I will say I have seen episode 6, and I don't want to give anything too spoilery away, but there is an incredible scene between you and Kelly and Kevin, and I was just absolutely dying over it. Can you take us back to what it was like, being on set and filming that scene, and what it, again, was like being the newbie working with Kevin and Kelly during all great picks. I'll have to check out Deep Red. I haven't seen that yet. I love the scene in Wednesday where we see her playing the cello in
$1 trillion in assets under management up. So where does that put you all right now? Are you closing in on $10 trillion?